Is the Bengals offense finally shifting into high gear? Mike Petraglia inside Paycor Stadium. Here on Wednesday, the Bengals began their on-field prep work for Marcus Mariota and the 3-3 Atlanta Falcons, team they will be playing here on Sunday at 1 o'clock inside Paycor. It'll be Cincinnati's first home game since September 29th when they beat the Miami Dolphins to improve to 2-2 on the season. Zach Taylor was asked about that fact that the Bengals, it seems like, haven't played a home game in forever, and he said it'll be great to be back in front of Houday Nation and kind of get back into the normal swing of things for a home game. About the offense, Bengals reached 30 points for the first time this season in their 30-26 win over the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome on Sunday. And what were some of the big reasons that were discussed here on Wednesday for that success and getting to 30 points? Two things. First of all, the Bengals were 3 for 3 in the red zone, 3 trips inside the 20-yard line offensively, 3 touchdowns produced. And secondly, they were over 50% in third down efficiency. Those two factors, according to Brian Callahan, the offensive coordinator, really lead to success in the NFL at a very, very high level. If you do those two things well, you're going to win most of your football games, and certainly that was the case for the Bengals on Sunday. One other thing that was mentioned here offensively on Sunday or here on Wednesday was the fact that the Bengals offensive line has drastically improved from the first month of the season. That's something that a lot of people on the inside were expecting all along, that after 1 month you would see tremendous growth and improvement in the interior offensive line especially, and that's exactly what's happened, led by Ted Karras and obviously right guard Alex Kappa and rookie Cordell Volson at left guard. The Bengals' interior offensive line has given a much more firm pocket for Joe Burrow to slide around and move up in and make some of the plays he was able to make on Sunday, especially on his 19-yard touchdown scramble. Brian Callahan telling me that the way they protected and gave Burrow some time to move around and slide around in the pocket allowed him to keep his eyes downfield. And when Burrow saw that there was nobody on the left side of the field, he was able to take off and run in for an uncontested touchdown. Of course, that came late in the first half on Sunday afternoon. It was one of the key moments in the game. Joe Burrow here on Wednesday said that the protection for him in that pocket has been practically perfect the last 3 weeks. And certainly the Bengals haven't won all of those games, but they have been very efficient and improved their efficiency offensively, and he has felt much more comfortable in the pocket. That is one thing that it will really help the Bengals going forward. Another theme here on Wednesday was the RPO, something the Bengals have turned to in the last couple of weeks, especially on Sunday in the win over New Orleans, giving Joe Burrow the option to hand off the ball to Joe Mixon or take a quick look if it's there and get rid of the football. Now, the key to this strategy is if the look isn't there right away, when in doubt, according to Brian Callahan, hand the ball off to Joe Mixon or Samaje Perine or whoever is in the backfield. Don't take chances. But the Bengals have been able, through Joe Burrow's vision downfield, to see some opportunities, perhaps scramble around if the pocket does eventually collapse or pressure gets to him. We saw that on the third quarter play or fourth quarter play where Joe Burrow was able to scramble back deep in his own territory, then move to the center of the field and find Tyler Boyd over the middle for a key third down conversion. That was a big moment in the game as well. So RPO and Joe Burrow's ability to scramble, two of the real big improvements we've seen in the Cincinnati offense. Defensively, the news of the day is good news. Logan Wilson has a right shoulder injury. He did not practice here on Wednesday, and that's no surprise. But Zach Taylor said he's made improvement, and they regard him now as day-to-day, not week-to-week. Is there a possibility he could play on Sunday against the Falcons? Yes, there is. Zach Taylor was not going to make any promises or guarantees about Logan Wilson's availability this coming weekend, but the mere fact that Zach Taylor said that he is leaving open the possibility for him playing this Sunday is good news, considering how serious Logan Wilson's injury looked to be in the fourth quarter. Other injury news, Josh Tupou, he was seen with a boot on his right foot here on Wednesday, and that prognosis is more week to week, said Zach Taylor. So he came out of the game in the first half with a calf injury, and it'll be up to some of the Bengals along the defensive line and some of the depth players like Tyler Shelvin to show that they can play certainly in the first couple of downs where it's obvious running situations, the first 2 downs perhaps of any defensive series. Bengals here will get back to work on Thursday. They are expected to be in full pads, then the Friday walkthrough, and then the game on Sunday against the Atlanta Falcons. Some of the players to watch on Atlanta, if Marcus Mariota isn't in there, of course, former UC star quarterback Desmond Ridder could get some playing time as well, but Marcus Mariota does expect to play most of this game. The Atlanta Falcons run their own version of RPO. Of course, one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League the last 5 years at running RPO is Marcus Mariota, and he is reborn a little bit here with the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons, by the way, after Tom Brady and the Buccaneers were upset in Pittsburgh, Falcons and Tampa Bay are tied atop the NFC South at 3-3. Saints are 2-4, and of course Carolina is struggling at the bottom at 1-5. We'll have you covered as we always do on clnsmedia.com. Be sure to check me out on Twitter at Trags, Trags, and be sure to subscribe to the link below to follow all of my Bengals coverage on the Jungle Roar podcast page on YouTube. I want to hear all of your comments, good, bad, and indifferent. Inside Paycor Stadium, Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.